2 feet just hip distance apart. So they're just as wide as your hips. Hands are down by your side. The spine is really nice and tall now. And you're going to allow the body to just drift forward on an inhale. So you're bringing the weight forward onto your toes and then slowly shift back into your heels. Drifting forward to your toes and then gently shifting back into the heels. So we're just allowing the body to settle into its normal neutral now. So when you're ready, just find the center of those 2 points. So you'll kind of drift forward and back for a second or two, and then eventually you'll find stillness. So that's your natural neutral against the gravity line. Now start to think about pressing deeply into your feet, lifting long through the rib cage, opening the collarbones and rolling the shoulder blades back. Crown of the head is really nice and tall, so we're rooting from the earth up towards the sky. Bringing the hands down by your side now. You're going to inhale, reach the arms high to the sky, and then exhale, circle the arms around. Breathing in as you reach to the sky and circling around. All the time, you're really staying rooted to the feet, tall through the crown of the head. We'll take one more. Breathe in. Exhale, circling wide. Now reverse your circle. So you move away from the legs as you breathe in. And then slowly bring the hands down on an exhale. Breathe in. And lower it down. 2 more. So we're mobilizing the shoulder joints here. We're getting some movement on our rib cage as well. As we inhale, the ribs are expanding and lifting. And then we lower our hands down by our side. Staying here, bend your knees and take your hands just lightly onto your knees. Bring your feet closer together for this one. And then we're going to circle with the knees. So it's almost like we're creating little circles with the legs. And that has an effect on your ankles, your knee, and your hip. And you'll notice the upper body is kind of swaying from side to side as you create that circle. It's a really nice exercise to create mobility through our joints. We're going to do 2 more. And last one. Now reverse the circle going the other way. So I just have my hands lightly on the knees. I'm not pressing weight down on the knees. They're just nice and light on the knees. And you can have your eye gaze kind of gazing out in towards the center of the room. Let's do 3 more. Breathing in. And exhaling, 2, and last 1. Now we come back standing tall again. We're going to take the feet wide as the hips again. Bring the hands onto the top of your shoulders so the fingers are resting lightly. And we're going to circle now with our elbows. So as we create that circle with the elbows, we're having an effect in that glenohumeral joint, your shoulder joint. We're using the breath with the circles, breathing in and exhaling. We'll take 2 more. Last one, inhale. Exhale, circling, and wherever you end, now pause and reverse. Go the other way. Breathe in and exhale. And as we're circling around, you're avoiding the body wanting to kind of move like a pendulum forward and back. So we keep the body still as we're circling through the arms. So grounding through the feet and lengthening the head tall to the sky will support that natural neutral position. We'll take 2 more. Breathe in and circle. And 1 more. Inhale and circle. Relaxing the arms down by your side. Now you're going to reach the right hand down towards your left knee. So you get a side body stretch. Then come back nice and tall again. Move to the other side, side reaching. And come back to center. So all of these exercises are really achievable maybe during the day. You could be waiting for the kettle to boil and you could do some of these exercises. So it's really important for the posture to be worked in a standing position. So that helps align our posture against gravity. Come back nice and tall, grounding in through the feet. We'll do one more to the right as we lean in on an inhale. Exhale, draw it up. And the other side, leaning in. And exhale, drawing back up. Now we reach the arms up towards the sky. I'm going to bend my knees just to make sure you can see the visual of my hands, but you stay nice and tall. Now with my left hand, I'm going to grip my wrist of my right, and then I'm going to reach that right arm long to the left side, and then I come back into the center. So I exhale, reach it to the side, stretching my right side body, and then back to the center. So we're reaching and back to the middle. We'll do two more. Exhale, side bend. So you have a little bit of support using the left arm to just gently draw the right arm to the left side. Back to the center now, swap hands. So we go to the other side. So I'm reaching my left over to my right. Inhale back to center. Almost like I'm creating a little bit of traction through that left side of the body. And back to center. We're going to do three more. Reaching over. And to the middle. They're really nice. If you have low back issues, just keeping those QLs, those muscles in the side body nice and free, will support a nice flexible back. And back through the center. Lovely. Relax your hands down by your side, keeping the feet at that hip distance apart. You're going to sway to the left. Breathe in and sway to the right. So just allowing your body to literally swing from side to side, and noticing when you're doing that, that you have movement at your ankles. So as I sway to my right, my left foot moves inwards and my right foot moves outwards. And then the opposite happens as I go the other way. So you want that articulation to happen through the ankle joints, and then that translates all the way up to the knees, the hips, through the upper body. So nice bit of release through the fascia. We'll go for another 3, 2, and one more. Come back into your center. Now we're going to take our feet a little bit wider than our hip distance apart, and we bend our knees and just cross our hands, and then we're going to lift up, drop down, lift it up, drop it down. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in, exhale. If you wanted, you inhale, you could lift the eye gaze to the sky, lift and down. 2 more and down. 1 more and down. Slowly release up, bring the fingers to the shoulders. You're going to twist to the left for 1, 2, 3, and come back to the center. Twisting to right, 1, 2, 3, and come back to the center. One more time each side. Exhale. Back to center. Other side. Back to center and release your hands down. Bring your feet a little bit closer together. You're going to take your weights, if you brought them with you, so like 2 bottles of water. But if you happen to have a band and you don't have the bottles of water, I'll show you how to use the band in the same way as I'm going to do the bottles. So I'll show you the bottles first of all. So just holding onto the bottles as if they were hand weights. 2 feet are hip distance apart. We're going to bend the knees just slightly. So with a little bend through our knees. Then the arms are down by our side, nice and long. Even though our knees are bent, we're still pressing deeply into the feet, and we're lifting those ribs, opening the collarbones and bringing the head tall to the sky. And then we're going to curl the balls to the shoulders and release that, or whatever it is you have in your hands. So we exhale, curl, inhale, release. Gentle draw in from the belly, keeping the spine nice and tall. So we exhale and inhale. So if you have cans or bottles in your hands, you're going to keep going with that movement. And now I'm going to show you the band alternative if you have a band. This won't work with a scarf or a belt. It will only work with a flexi band if you happen to not have the bottles. So you stand onto the band, so you have even sides on both sides, and then it's the same thing. You curl and you release. Curl and release. And you can make the tension on the band tighter by wrapping your hand further around the band. So we're going to do 10 more, whatever we're working with. Exhale as you curl up. Inhale as you come down. And curling. Great. So another 5. 5, 4, 3. Long spine. 2, and 1 more. Curl it in and release it down. Now take your elbows in by your sides. So your palms are just in front of your waist, but your elbows are behind your waist. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. So we're in this position, elbows behind the waist. We bend the knees, and then we lean the body slightly forward. Now we're going to press back and slowly come through. Press it back and slowly come through. Exhale and back in. So if you don't have the bottles, just do this without the bottles for a moment. You can do it with the band, but it's a single arm. So I'll show you how to do it with the band in our next set. So we got 10 more, 10. And it's important your elbows are behind your waist. If your elbows are in front, you'll just end up working biceps again, front of the arms. Pressing. It's exhale as we extend for 5 and 4. 3 more, guys. 2. And last one, and back into center. Lifting back nice and tall. Coming back, 2 feet hip distance apart. We're going to bring our fists up towards the sky with our elbows parallel to the floor. And then we draw the elbows into the center. Now we exhale. Bring the arms out and come back to the middle. Bringing the arms out and back to the middle. Again, just work with this if you don't have the bottles. Opening out and back to center. So keep going with that if you want to do some work with the band here. You hold the band out in front and you stretch it across your chest and come back to center. Stretching and back to the middle. So your choice what you're using. Maybe we're just here. Opening and back to center. Let's do another 4. 4, 3. You should be feeling fairly warm now. 2. And last one, and release. Brilliant. Okay, now we're going to take one of the bottles. I thought this was down. One of the bottles, and we're going to reach the bottle over our head. I'm going to come on my knees just to make sure you can see me. So I'm reaching the arms over my head, the bottle over my head, and then I'm going to bring it behind me so my elbow is quite in line with my forehead, and back up again. So from the side view, it looks like this. We drop down and we come back up. Exhale and back up. So you want to avoid this kind of movement because you're not going to work the tricep that way. So the arm stays really tall, and it's just the upper part of the arm can move for you. So keep going with that if you have a bottle. If you have a band, you can bring the band over your head, and then you do the same move. You press up and down, up and down, lifting and lowering, lift and down. Good. You should be starting to feel that here in the arm now as well. So we're going to go for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. So switching arms, going to the other side. And you do this standing. I'm just kneeling so to make sure you're getting the whole view of where I am. So we press and release. Press and release. So band or bottle, or simply just working with the arm as we lift and we lower. So we're going to keep going with that. We're going to do another 10. I'm going to change my camera angle because we're going to come to the mat next. And 9. Exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4. Exhale, 3, 2, and last one, slowly release. Good work. Now let's come to the mat. We're going to come onto all fours. You can leave your bottles beside you because we might use them again. So coming here into this square box position, all fours. Reach your right leg out long behind you And then you're going to just lean back into the toes of the right leg till you feel the stretch in the calves of the right leg. You stay here as you breathe in and out, stretching that right calf. So if we have tightness in the ankles or tightness in the hips, that can have an effect on our knee joint. So we want to keep the ankle, knee and hip all free and mobile, and that supports our posture. And once our posture is in a nice neutral position, our body is much more efficient with our energy. We'll take another breath, breathe in. Exhale, slowly release that knee down. Now let's step the other foot back, pressing your toes into the earth. And then we lean the body weight back. So I'm pushing off my hands as I lean back into the toes of the left foot. And then on that calf, that lower part of your leg, you should feel the stretch happening. Breathing in and out. I'm gently drawing into my belly to support my back as I'm here. One more breath, breathe in. And slowly release. Okay, from here, we're going to take the right hand out of the way and we're going to step this right foot out in front of you. If you're minding your back today, you might go into a shell stretch here for this and then join us after this one. Two hands are either side of your foot. Tuck your back toes under, left leg that we just worked. Now we're going to lift the left leg up towards the sky and then we lower and rest down. We lift it back up, trying to activate the back of your thigh, and then we lower down. And we're going to bring our weights into this in a moment. So we press it up, inhale, exhale, lower it down. We're going to do two more like this, guys. Lifting up and lowering down. And one more. Lift it long, really strong through the back leg. And now lower it down. Now you've got two options. You can keep your knee down for an easier version. Release the back toes if your knees are down. Grab your bottle or your can, or maybe you're just doing it freestyle without anything, and then you pull your elbow up to the sky and then you lower it back down. Pull the elbow up to the sky and lower it down. So we're working the mid-back muscles. More challenge, tuck your left toes under and bring your left leg up and then just come down, but don't touch the floor. Lift and back down. So keep going, whatever version you're working on. If you have a band, pop it underneath the front foot and then you use the band for resistance, whether you're keeping your knee down or you're going with the flow of knee and arm. Yeah, so you take your options there. So we use whatever we can in our house to work the body in these times. We're going to go for another 4. And the great thing about using your body weight, or even just using something as simple as a bottle or a band, is that's adding resistance to the movement, and that supports our bones. So really good if you have osteopenia or osteoporosis. We'll go for 2 more, and 1 more. Lift it up and lower it down. Excellent. Slide that front leg back. Just drop your bum into a little shell stretch as your head drops down, and take a breath there as you breathe in and out. I'm going to turn to the other side so you can see me. You can stay as you are if you want. Okay, so now we're going to come to the opposite side. So we'll take our right hand out of the way, step your left foot forward into your lunge position. And if the lunge position might be challenging through hips or back, you can do this same move in all 4s in this position. So choose your options. All right, so we're starting first of all, if you're in all 4s, just stay there for a breath or 2 till we start warming up the back leg here. So we lift up as we inhale, exhale, allow the knee to drop. Lifting to press and dropping through the knee. So this is really just a chance to warm up through the back leg before we add in a weight. Lifting to press and lower down. We'll take 2 more. And some of you, maybe you're not lifting to press. Maybe you're just staying here statically or as I said, you're in the all fours position. Last one, lifting up and lowering to rest down. So choose your choice. Knee stays down as the elbow pulls up, or bring the knee up with you as the elbow pulls up. It's an exhale on the way up and an inhale on the way down. And you can change the back breath pattern to challenge the body as well. So as long as we're taking a breath, that's really the most important thing. And if the right hand is challenged, you can always fist the right hand. Remember, keep the knee down if it gets too strong. If you're on all fours, it looks like this. We've got 4 more, guys. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. Popping that down. Drop your bum back into your heels. This time come high on piano playing fingers. Drop your head down between your arms. If you're not flexible in your knees or hips, it'll look a little bit more like this for you, and that's fine. So it doesn't matter what the shape looks like, it's about what it feels like for your body. So when we come on piano playing fingers, we have more influence into our back muscles. And because we just work the back muscles with our buckle or band, that's why we're coming up on piano playing fingers. We're going to just step the left hand to the side and then take the right hand across, and then almost imagine you're dragging your fingertips back towards your body. So you get this big stretch in the right side body. Breathing in and exhaling. One more as you inhale. Notice the buoyancy that the breath creates, and then exhale the softening and the melting. We'll do one more there. Breathe in and exhale, soften. So let's go to the other side. We'll repeat that on the other side for 3 breaths. So reaching to the side, breathing in. Exhale, softening in. Breath in. And soften. One more breath. Breathe in. And softening out. Slowly come back to the middle of your mat. You're going to walk your hands to your knees and you're going to roll onto your toes. And as you roll onto your toes, you lift your bum up and then keep your knees bent if you're minding your back. And then your hands are reaching out in front. We're going to hold onto either elbow of the arms, keep your knees bent, and just let your head drop. So minding yourself if you're minding your back, make sure your knees are bent. You could have your hands resting on your knees with your eye gaze looking out if that feels super strong on the back. Just getting some length through the back body, breathing in and exhaling. One more breath, breathe in and exhaling. From here, walk your hands out on the mat, coming out into an intermediate plank. We're going to come onto our elbows to give our wrists a break. We press our hips forward in this position. So we're looking for that oblique line with our body in the mat. Our toes can be tucked under or down. It doesn't matter, it's your choice. And we just stay here for a moment. Think about pressing your forearm into the mat, like you're rebounding your body away from the mat. Imagine your collarbones are widening. Your shoulder blades are gently drawing back towards the center. Your belly is gently drawing in. And your inner thighs are active. So draw the inner thighs as if you want to pull them together. And then maybe release the toes. And you should feel a little bit of a hover or a shake through the belly. Breathe in for 4 and 3 and 2 and last one. and then slowly walk the elbows back towards your body. Hands either side of your knees again, tucking your toes, and then rounding your spine till you come to a nice tall position. And I'm going to adjust the camera again because I want to show you how to do a stretch in a standing position, and you won't be able to see my head where it is there. Rest in that space. Okay, so we're back in our standing position again. So take your right foot and just reach it out in front of you. So it's about 2 feet out in front of you. Then we're going to bend the left knee and stick the bum back in space. And then we lean the body forward. So we're getting a stretch in the back of our thigh here. My right thigh is stretching. You could do this on a chair. So you could be sitting on a chair. So you're sitting onto a chair, you reach the right leg out, and then you lean forward out in space. So you're leaning out over a straight leg. It's a straight leg that you're having the effect on. So the hamstrings, the back of the thighs are stretching. So we breathe in and out. You could pull the toes to your nose, digging the heel into the earth, whether you're sitting or standing. Breathing for 3, and 2, and 1. Slowly release, switch legs, again sitting or standing, the same movement through legs. We're going to start with the toes down first and just assess, how does that hamstring feel? Does it feel tight? Does it feel okay? If it feels okay, then you might go, okay, let's add some more stretching. Let's incorporate the lower leg. And we breathe in and out here. So ideally, in our stretches, we want to hold our stretches for at least 90 seconds. So 90 seconds suggests that we're going to make a change to the muscle tissue. Whereas if we just do like a little quick stretch and then just come straight out of it, it's been nice at the time we're in it, but it actually hasn't had an effect on the muscle. So often when we exercise, we make minute changes to our muscles. They slightly tighten, just ever so slightly. So that's why we create the stretching at the end, to just bring the body back to its natural length. So shortness in muscles will affect your posture. Okay, let's slowly release out of there. We're going to stretch our quads, the front of the thighs. So ideally you probably want to, if you're not used to this, place your hand against a wall and then take your heel back in line with your bum. If you're okay with balance and just drawing the heel back in line with your bum, or maybe you're nearly there but a little bit wobbly, if you reach your arm out wide to the side or hold on to the ear, the opposite ear, that helps with your balance. So you choose whatever works for you. But our focus is, we want to avoid the knee being kicking out in front and have our knee in line with our hip. That's stretching our quad. If it's out in front of the hip, we're not getting a stretch. Of course, you can do this lying down on the ground if it's more comfortable for you. I'm just trying to give you an option of maybe during the day where you might have 15-20 minutes and you want to do like a standing workout, and then you can quickly do your stretches in a standing position as well. So we'll take another 3 breaths. 2, and last 1, and then release, switch to the other side. So of course it's fine to do it on the floor. And here I'm trying to encourage that length again. I'm rooting into my standing leg and lifting through the ribs and really getting that crown of the head to be nice and tall. And you might notice there's a little bit of tightness between one side of the body and the other side of the body. So for me, I feel a little bit tighter in the right side. And that's just really how we use our body. We tend to dominate more with one side. Take another breath. And then slowly release it down. Okay, 2 feet are hip distance apart. Clasp your hands together. Knuckles are pressing towards the earth. Knees can be slightly bent. Open the collarbones. Now we're just going to press the arms or the knuckles back to the top of our mat there behind us. And we're feeling the chest wall open, the collarbones are open. You could lift the eye gaze to where the wall and the ceiling meets to open up through the throat as we breathe for 3 and 2 and 1. Reverse it, go the other way. Knuckles are pressing to the wall again, but we're rounding through the spine now. Breathing for 3 and 2 and 1, and then slowly release the arms, lengthening back to a really nice tall spine. And we're going to take an inhale now. As we inhale, maybe gently close the eyes, feel the shoulders rise as you inhale, and then exhale, soften, sliding the fingers down into the heels. Taking an inhale to elevate, and an exhale to soften it down. And take one more, breathing in. And exhale, soften the shoulders down. And gently flicker open the eyes. And guys, we are all done. Good work. Next Saturday, I'll bring you back to the mat and we'll do our kind of usual exercises on the floor. But I just wanted to give you an option, or to have something on the page that you could pop to do some standing work. So Pilates can all, as you know now, can be achieved in a standing position. You don't always have to be lying down on the mat. So it's good to incorporate and mix of both. So good job, guys, and we'll see you on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. Bye. Have a lovely day, lovely sunny day.